Before I went to New Zealand to spend 50 days meditating in the middle of a forest alone, I sought the counsel of a very high-ranking Buddhist lama, one of the highest-ranking Buddhists there are. His lineage goes back to before even the Dalai Lama. And it was amazing to arrive at this beautiful monastery with beautiful Buddhist artwork and to see a huge line of devoted Buddhists who came just to have a meeting with him. And maybe an hour or so later, when it was finally my turn to enter, I was ushered in and I sat on the floor beneath him, and I told him about my plans to meditate in solitude and asked if he had any advice. And at first he had very practical advice. He said to me, "Are there any tigers or bears there?" Coming from India, that's an important question. So I said, "No, there's no bears or tigers." He said, good. And then he said, after thinking for a moment, something so simple, but something so powerful that I carry it with me to this day. He said, "Make your mind like nature." And that was all he said. And I left kind of feeling a little let down. I was hoping for something a little more helpful for whatever I may be facing on that journey. But I thought about that for so long. And it was only once I spent some time in New Zealand, maybe a week or two into my 50 days, that I really understood the power of what he told me. And it was from simply observing these beautiful, majestic, wild horses who roamed these forests. And I noticed that they were always present, even when they were doing things. And there was a deep stillness and peace, no matter what else was going on. If they were running away or just eating some grass, they always had this calmness. And I watched these horses, and it doesn't matter if a mosquito lands on it once or 100 times. It just whacks it with its tail, brushes it off. No losing its temper, no panic. It just brushes it away, over and over and over again. There is no anger or frustration. There's no resisting the fact that they live surrounded by bugs. They just act in the present moment, peacefully and mindfully. And we are like those horses. We used to be in the forest all the time, and we lived among the bugs, and we would all just brush them away with no stress, no fear, no frustration. A bug would land, we'd brush it away. And over time, I was able to slow my mind down to the pace of nature. I was able to be present, take on whatever challenge arose without any resistance. And this is something that we can all do in our daily lives, because we all have these little annoyances, these little frustrations, and all of that annoyance and frustration lives in our mind. We have the ability to act clearly, decisively, consciously, conscientiously, and with an awareness and wisdom that can only come when we stay present, when we don't lose our temper, when we act instead of react. And we can all do this, and nature can be our teacher. So whatever you're doing, Doesn't matter if you're a computer programmer, you can make your mind like nature. And by doing so, a greater understanding and wisdom can arise within us, beyond the thinking and analyzing and trying to take all of the complex experiences we have and trying to analyze it into some combination of words, some sentence, some thought. And we just absorb that. And we can act from that space with greater insights. We can act with confidence because there's no self-doubt. There's not that negative, self-critical voice in our head. And we can act from a place of understanding instead of thinking. And that is where our best ideas can come from, because we're open to that instead of trying to control with our limited thinking mind. And only by being fully present, fully alert, fully aware, and acting to the needs of this moment without bringing our baggage from the past or our worries for the future, but simply by being fully present in every single moment, we will create the best future possible. So make your mind like nature.